Hey guys, Hans here from Kunidev. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a simple object pooling system in Unity 6. Instead of creating and destroying objects again and again, we will reuse them. This is super useful for things like bullets, enemy, particles, or anything that spawn frequently. By the end of this video, you'll understand how object pooling works, and more importantly, you'll be able to build your own system for your games. So, let's get started. So here we are in Unity 6. I'm using Unity 6.3, but any version will work just fine. First, let's understand the problems. Normally, when we shoot bullet, we use instantiate, and when it's gone, we destroy it. This works, but if you do this 100 times, it becomes expensive and it can hurt performance. Object pooling solves this by creating objects once and then reusing them. Let's create a sprite in the scene and name it bullet. Okay, create a 2D object, sprite, and circle. You can put it a red color here for easy seeing and rename it bullet. And then go to the assets folder, create a folder called prevabs. Then just drag and drop this bullet game object inside the prevabs folder. Now that we have already the prevabs of the bullet, let's create an object pooling for this particular game object. So let's go to the script, and I have created a folder called object pooling here. Double click it and left click and create a script called object pool. Object pool, okay, and double click it. Now I am using VS Code, but any IDE is just fine. So I'm gonna give you a faster, I'm gonna copy and paste it, and I'm gonna explain it. So I create an object pool class mono behavior because we need to attach this into the game object. The first thing we need is a reference to the game object of the prefab that we just created, and also how many pool size that we need to instantiate for the first time. And in this case, I'm gonna just add 10 and a list of the game object inside the pools. I'm gonna have a void start. So I'm gonna create an instance of pools and a new list of the game object, and create a loop to instantiate the prefab for how many pool size that we have here. But first we need to deactivate it first because we don't want to see the prefab activate in this scene. And then we just add it into the pool.add the object. The object here is the prefab that we have created through this loop. Okay. Next, we need to create a function to get the game object here. So public game object get object, and for each game object in the pool, if it is active, is not active in the hierarchy, return the object. And this is the function here. So this is the function that we are going to call from our spawner, or in this case, let's say we have a gun and we want to call this prefab. We use this function, activate the prefab from the pool. Okay, let's close it. Okay, now let's create the spawner. In this case, we use a game object. We call it gun. Okay, I'm sorry, I mean the script. Let's create the script first. Let's write it the gun name here. So we need to reference the public object pool and this update. So if we click, if input get mouse button click, we are gonna reference the pool, this one, and get object function here. So this function that we just created. And then if the bullet is active, we're gonna use the transform position equal the transform positions and set active the bullet. Okay, let's create a game object here and let's spawn gun. Okay, add the object pool and drag and drop the prefab that we have created here into the prefab component, and we can just delete it here. Okay, and let's add the gun script here and drag and drop the pool. Okay, now let's try it. Okay, now we see there is an error here. That is the input class. That's because our script here input dot get mouse button. This is the old version of the Unity input package. So we can go to the file build project and player settings. And go to the player and just active input handling tab here. Just use it both and apply, save. And the project will be restarted. Let's wait for a while. Okay, and you will see this a little bit of warning here, but it's okay, nothing wrong with that. So let's start and see, let's play the game. Now you see the system has created bullet clones, 10 bullet prefab clones in the hierarchy. That means the pooling is already working, and then we just need to click it to activate it. And you can see now the bullet all is already active. That means you have already instantiated a bullet from the hierarchy, from the pool that we have created. Okay, let's stop it first. So let's say you want to destroy the game object or this bullet. So let's create another script. Just put it a bullet here. Okay, double click it. And let's create a simple script. So when this bullet is active, we are going to invoke a disable after 2 seconds and it will be set active again. So this is how you gonna to activate and deactivate the same game object without instantiating. Okay, let's try it. Okay, as you can see, the bullet is deactive. Let's click here. It's active, but wait for 2 seconds. Oh, sorry. I forget to add the bullet script. Let's add the bullet script here. Okay. Now let's go back. Okay. Let's try it once again. Let's click. And boom, it's deactive once again. Click. Deactive once again. Click. Deactive once again. That's how you are going to create a bullet from object pooling instead of using the instantiate to spawn a bullet. This is a very simple version of object pooling, but as you can see, it's already powerful enough for most casual games especially for web and mobile games. With this system, you avoid unnecessary instantiate and destroy calls, which mean better performance and smoother gameplay. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or idea, feel free to join our Discord. The link is in the description. That's all for today. See you next time.